I believe that Warframe is an absolute masterpiece. And if you have not given the game a chance yet, you absolutely should. I'm going to tell you what you can expect from the game, and I'm going to focus on the positives first, and then tell you some of the things that need to be fixed. But the first thing that I absolutely love about Warframe is the movement. The movement in Warframe is unlike any other movement in any game I have played before Warframe. And I think it is some of the best movement in any game, period. It is mainly because of the main movement mechanic, which is the bullet jump, which when you slide and then jump into the air, you are sent careening in whatever direction you were looking. This allows you to move extremely quickly and responsibly in any direction you want to go, and you can do it over and over again with no cooldown. And you also can combine this with a wall jump and air gliding for like an unbelievable amount of combinations, along with just general sliding. And these tools make Warframe's movement one of the most satisfying in any game I've ever played. So if you like games with good movement, you need to try Warframe and give it a chance. Because I think that you could spend hours just playing around with the movement alone. And I have done that, spent time in my orbiter just for fun, bullet jumping around, or on some open world, or even in levels. I think another thing that makes Warframe a spectacular game is that you really get to create the way you want to play. And you can just continue to refine that as you play the game. And that's because of the unbelievable amount of Warframes and weapons you have to choose from. There are countless Warframes, and every single one plays completely differently with their different set of abilities. And on top of those Warframes, you have a long list of weapons, all with a ton of different kinds of play styles, and the weapons have all sorts of different stats and fire modes, and there are rocket launchers or assault rifles. They're all different kinds of weapons, and there are melees that you get to play with as well. But on top of that, you also get to mod your Warframe and all of these weapons. So you get to create the style that works for you, for the one that interests you. I think that's what's really great about Warframe, because it's like this exciting journey of seeing what's out there, seeing what interests you, and then trying it. And then, oh, there's this other thing that I can try. And then further refining it to get to a playstyle that you really like. And if you want, you can just stick with that playstyle. That's what I've done. I found the frame that I really like, Saren, and I just play her. I don't really try that many other Warframes because I think her abilities and the way that she plays is really fun. I really like playing with the bow because I like headshotting things. That's normally the way that I play. And the great thing about Warframe is that you can create your style of play and make it work in whatever situation you need. If this isn't already enough, this is just the base idea of Warframe. There is so much more content that I have not mentioned, that I am not going to mention because I couldn't cover it all. And there's a vast amount of YouTube content directed at Warframe that can give you an idea of what you get to do in Warframe. But I think that the movement and the weapons and frames are the gameplay loop. They're the core gameplay that you need to figure out whether it's something you might be interested in, because this is what you're going to be doing. The core gameplay is going to be, you know, fighting enemies with the great movement system and with this weapon and frame combo that you've created. And also, one of the other amazing things that you get to do, which I have spent so much time doing, is playing around with your weapons to figure out what build does more damage, basically, what build works better. And it's like this little game where you get to basically construct all these like theories about what's going to work, and then you get to put it to practice and test it. It's like a little experimental game, and it is so much fun, and it's what keeps me coming back is what weapons might work with my build and what might make me just get out a little bit more damage. Now, on top of the great gameplay and the great movement, there is also the Warframe community, which is extremely an extremely positive and helpful community as well. Because the game doesn't necessarily tell you what to do or what your options are, there are so many community videos and the wiki which are there to help you and to help you make your experience as a new player a good experience. I think Warframe, the community, does this better than almost any other community. They're very welcoming to new players, and they're very helpful to new players. Not everyone, but generally in the community, especially compared to other communities. And I haven't even said it's free to play. It is completely free to play. You can even farm all of the things that you need to get platinum, the in-game currency. Like the only game that lets you earn in-game currency by doing in-game things without having to purchase it. You can purchase it, and I have purchased it because it's a great game. But they even give you discounts. I know it's what makes me purchase platinum. They even give you discounts on purchasing platinum. Like what other game company gives you discounts on their in-game currency and lets you do in-game events to earn in-game currency by selling your rewards to other people? Like no other game, I feel like, does that. So if you aren't sold yet, I don't know what else you want from a video game. I mean, great gameplay, an amazing gameplay loop, and great movement. Like what else could you possibly want? And if any of those things interest you, you should absolutely try Warframe because it really is a masterpiece.